welcome back to the Death Battle Cast. I'm back.
Welcome back, Ben.
I was gone last week.
Yeah, another Death Battle week.
Yeah, another Death Battle. I jumped out just to avoid all the hate that we were getting for you-know-who getting axed in Death Battle 2 weeks ago. Last week, whenever it came out. Power Rangers vs. Voltron, that one.
There you go. Whenever it came out.
Hey, we've done 75 of these episodes. They've been blurring in my head for a while.
Yeah, that was our 75th episode.
What?
I swear, whenever anybody asks a question like, what was your favorite death battle, I have to pull up a list now because I don't remember some of them now, like just off the top of my head. But anyway, thank you for joining our podcast all about death battle and nerdy shit. We're some of the nerdiest guys you could possibly find on the internet, and we talk about it every week. With you, yes. We do this live on Wednesday for first members. It comes out on YouTube Friday. That day, yes. Really appreciate all of you guys for watching. As always, we've got the hashtag Death Battle Cast in the corner. You can interact with the show.
Over there.
Send us questions on Twitter. We answer them at the end of every single podcast. And we do the community death battle, which is where we pitch a show, or not a show, a matchup. And you guys let us know who you think would win.
You pitch our shows, and then we take them. And
we're basically Shark Tank,
We
right?
steal your ideas.
Yeah.
We've got sharks this community death battle, apparently.
It should be a YouTube Shark Tank.
I know. We talked about that like a year ago.
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Tank.
It was like
probably.
when we moved into this office, we were like, that would be a great idea.
I would love to see YouTubers go on Shark Tank.
That was like right when Full Screen bought Rooster Teeth.
No, just like have YouTubers own Shark Tank pitching.
Like you pitch a YouTube show?
Yeah, instead of
That'd
like
be
a
kinda fun.
product. No, they would destroy. They would rip them apart.
Of course, that's the whole point.
And you get people to go in there and they just be like, listen, so I'm going to be playing video games, but every time I take damage in the game, a paddle hits me in the dick. Those are the kind of ideas they're going to get fielded.
Well, show me some numbers. Yeah. Well, I got 14 followers on Twitch. What's your gross income before tax, before this, and after that? They're like, when I look at my bank account every 2 weeks, it's like $15 in there. Sorry, I can't. It's too hard to scale. I'm out.
All right. Well, this past week we have a new death battle preview for the death battle that's coming up. Natsu versus Ace, another Fairy Tail versus One Piece matchup.
Yep.
Sam here has been working on that. We didn't introduce ourselves.
No,
we've been doing this long enough.
There you go. You got it.
If you guessed that I was Torian, you're right.
Yeah. And if you're listening on the audio version, that was really confusing. Hey, I'm Chad. I play Boomstick.
I'm Torian.
I'm Sam. You have to go in order. You can't stop the order. We can't just bounce around
Well, it seems like you weren't going to do it, which, let's be honest, half the time you don't.
Well, and also, my name was all caps, so I felt like I had to...
Is it still all caps?
It was
Sam.
fixed. It was fixed. I don't know how that one made it back in rotation, so whatever.
Oh, well.
Great.
His name
Anyway,
is
that's
Sam.
He's writing Natsu versus Ace, and I'm Ben. I play Wiz. I'm the showrunner, and I suck at intros, apparently.
It's okay, man.
But Ace versus Natsu, or Natsu versus Ace, we've got both previews up now. That episode hits next week. It's going to be awesome.
I'm ready.
Hope you like fire.
We mentioned fire a lot.
Yeah, we totaled it up. There's we said fire 50 times, and that's just fire.
Is that it?
It was actually, we totaled it up right before we voiced the host script for it, and it was 49 times. So we went in and added another fire, so it would be 50.
Just for good measure.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great. We also have a DBX coming up. DBX coming up this weekend. I don't know if we've announced it yet. I don't think we have, so we'll announce it right here.
Cool, do it.
It's going to be Broly versus Doomsday.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's going to be animated by Zach Watkins. He goes by Zach Attack on YouTube. He actually did a lot of Death Battle animations for us last year and a little bit the year before that. And he's coming back. He's going to be doing DBX. I'm really excited to show you guys this one. It's really awesome.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked to see. I haven't even watched it yet, but you just got it in today, right?
Last week, actually.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
You've been holding out on us.
Yeah, he's holding out.
I showed it to a couple people.
Obviously, no one else here.
We just weren't around.
Yeah, you guys were off doing, I don't know what you guys do. Work?
Yeah, work, probably. Writing stuff.
All right, so we've got a community death battle to talk about.
That we do.
I wasn't here last week, so I don't know exactly how this came about, but it is apparently Ninja Turtles versus the Street Sharks.
Yep, it looks like we're going with Street Sharks first.
Is this the Street Sharks?
I don't know, whatever. Let's see.
Okay.
This one's from Eugene Gell Jr. The street sharks can flip tanks, burrow through concrete, and bite through steel, but none of those feats are more impressive than the monsters fought by the turtles or the Battletoads. What? Okay.
Battletoads.
Who have been shown to lose to turtles. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
The turtles' martial arts
Read
and
ahead.
stealth skills would allow them to confuse and defeat the aggressive-minded street sharks. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And Codafox says, I don't know much about the sharks, but the TMNT have years more fight experience, including against Armagon. That's right. The bounty hunter space shark. I forgot about him. So they have.
Bounty hunter.
Well, Armagon
space
wasn't in the original show.
shark.
He was in the fighting game. There was that random like Super Nintendo fighting game where they had this
Tournament fighters.
Yeah,
tournament fighters. And then they put Armagon in the recent show, and he was a outer space bounty hunter who he's a shark, alien shark, who has a shark suit that is also a spaceship. So he's like rocketing around. Think of a shark flying or going through the water, then put that in outer space.
That makes sense.
Exactly
They put him in the Manhattan game too.
Yeah.
That's where that picture's from.
Shark.
Yeah, I mean, going into like the training and the mindset of the characters, like that's great. That's something that I feel like is easy to kind of miss, and we try to focus on a lot with Death Battle. Like feats are always great, but you also got to look at what these characters think, what they do, like what they would do in certain situations. And the Ninja Turtles are definitely those kinds of characters.
They're ninjas.
Yeah.
But all I gotta say is, yeah, that's cool. And sure, they have fought the space shark, right? But are there multiple of them? And does one have rollerblades?
Are they Jossum?
Yeah. Are they? Do they burrow through the streets, literally?
That is true.
And then pop up?
You know how hard concrete is? You just burrow through it like it's water.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty intense,
Turtles
yeah.
couldn't escape to the sewers because they're swimming through that shit. Like they'll just
true.
go right in.
That's true. God, I don't remember street sharks very well. They burrowed through the concrete.
Through the
Is that what
concrete,
they-
dude.
okay.
Yeah, like they'll be going
Concrete-
along and you just see a fin just cutting through
That's
the concrete.
right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Not only that, it's
Which
just
is
like
wicked strong.
Yeah.
it's just like concrete was just nothing to them. Because at one point they're just slamming the ground like the Hulk. They're just throwing
Yeah.
rocks. That show was ridiculous. Like,
All right, so that was for the turtles.
Yeah, what do the street sharks have?
I'm so excited. This is going to take me down memory lane. Riante Gray, maybe? All right. Street sharks win by a landslide because they're sharks that swim through concrete, eat metal, and cause micro earthquakes. Oh, that's right. They do. They bite through like doors and stuff.
Yep.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Remy Nobby backs it up saying street sharks would totally win. Sharks eat turtles. Sharks eat everything. You gotta say more.
I mean, if we boil it down to just sharks v turtles, like the sharks are winning. I've
yeah.
never seen a turtle that could take on even like a small
course.
shark.
I've never seen a turtle fight
So-
anything. Like,
Well, them snapping turtles are pretty tough guys.
Yeah, dude, they'll bite your finger off.
but they're not going after people.
You got to put your finger there in order for it to
Yeah,
bite. It's not
they're
gonna
like-
spin around and attack your hand.
Dude, they can run. They can run. It's kind of
Yeah,
scary.
but it's
looking.
still not like
Aggressive.
sharks can.
Yeah.
Sharks can go.
Right.
Well, not on land, but
Yeah.
these ones can.
I will say that I think one of the biggest advantages street sharks has is that you remember how huge their mouths are?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like this whole area is mouth, right?
They could
And
probably
so,
fit
like,
a Ninja Turtle in there.
They're
Yeah, well, that's the
anthropomorphic
thing.
great white sharks. Like,
and like knowing how strong their jaws are and everything, like even you're just gonna try and fight them,
Also-
and they're just gonna eat your weapons and
Yeah,
your
that's what I was
arms
gonna
and,
say. Like swords and shit. Nah, they
No,
getting
they
eaten
eat it.
quick. Like,
Do they have the jaw strength to break through the Ninja Turtle shells, though?
I mean, they can
would
eat
definitely
metal.
say so. If I'm
I
pretty
guess
sure
if they
they
break through metal,
concrete,
yeah.
they eat steel.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
There was one
Absolutely.
episode. There was one episode where they literally, to get to the bad guy. You know how you see a skyscraper being built, but it's just the steel beams, right? They just ate the beams so the building can drop, so they can get to the bad guy. Do you know how strong those are?
like I beams.
Yeah.
What do you?
That's a
Yeah,
type
that's
of.
what
Oh yeah. Yes.
Good God.
Like you see the crane like swinging those metal beams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-beams.
yeah.
Just ate them.
We've covered those plenty of times in Death Battle.
That we have.
Yeah.
People have kicked those, broken those, bent those.
Yeah, I know. I had to look up a lot for him for Ken versus Terry not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Terry, right?
Yeah. It was
Terry
Terry.
just like
Yeah.
for some inexplicable reason, this like whole thing of I-beams is
It
falling
was like a
towards this guy.
construction site.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
construction
Terry
site
just
and
like
the wire
jumps
breaks,
out and
yeah.
like ninja fights them all away. Like he's kicking them and they're bending, and it's just all before this guy even knows what happens. Like
Yep.
he goes and then they're all gone and he's fine because you know
Awesome.
Terry.
Anyway, I don't know if the turtles are as tough as I-beams.
Tough enough to. Well, absolutely not.
I
Probably
mean,
not.
the turtles are probably smarter. They probably have some better fighting
little
tactics,
faster.
but I don't know if it can just, you deal with the
How many
brute
street
strength
sharks
of
were
street
there?
sharks.
I
There's
thought there were only
four.
three.
Four.
There are four?
think there's
We have
4.
gone back and forth into whether I'm gonna look it up. You guys. Can
I think it was 4, and it's kind of like one of those situations like Power Rangers where another one like shows up.
Right, there
He's
are
not quite
multiple
part of the
ones.
team, but like I'll help you out.
Well, there was a lady street shark, wasn't there?
I think that was just an episode.
Yeah.
Let me see. They Venused it, and then so does that mean if she's there, we can get Venus in? That'll be great. There are 4 of them.
Oh, they got
You got the pictures. It's
kickboxing
taking me
gloves
back.
on. Kickboxing.
I'm pretty sure there was not a lady street shark. You're thinking of there was a I can't remember who did it.
Man,
but
they're ripped. They're
Yeah,
jacked.
dude.
there was a pretty good article
No,
about a
there
guy.
she is.
She has a lipstick.
I don't even know what you're looking. There is a lady
bra?
street shark. Okay.
Yeah.
I know there was a guy who made up like an entire season of Street Sharks on Wikipedia, and
maybe-
people ran
really?
with it. Yeah, he just
Maybe that
posted a
is
bunch
it.
of fake characters and a bunch of fake episodes, and it was like good enough that everybody thought he was right.
Never mind. You're right. That's what this is. How I use
Okay.
lies about a cartoon to prove history is meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He made that up. He
That-
added
That female character is
That
not
is like
It got
my largest nightmare when like researching stuff that I come across something where it's totally
Yeah.
just
Anthem promoted
If we
screwed.
ever
Alligator?
bring Street Sharks into Death Battle, that's going to become an issue because
Yeah.
we're not going to know what's real or what's not without like actually
I
going
mean,
into the episodes.
That is usually like, and it's sometimes it's like it'll take so much time because we'll find a source that states something, and then we'll spend literally days
Man, they're fucking
trying to find
ripped.
confirmation in a second source that it actually is a real thing and not like a made up panel.
There was
'Cause-
something like that actually. I think it was Killer Instinct. We were looking into it, and there was something that said that there was a Killer Instinct TV show. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
But it
was
didn't
a
exist.
Spanish TV show, and then we had Gerardo like scouring,
Yeah.
trying to find out where it is, and then he's like, it's not
It
real.
was just some people on the internet making shit up.
Yeah.
And they were like pulling feeds from it. I can't remember which character we were looking into, maybe Fulgo or something like that. And we were-
No, it was, oh God, what's her face? The
Orchid.
lady. Orchid, yeah. It
Was
for
it? No, I'm
Orchid.
pretty sure it's Fulgore.
Was it?
I don't remember, but like.
I thought it was Orchid v. Ivy. Because it was at the old office.
No,
No,
because that was
this
me.
is-
It
yeah,
was
this
it
is
was an
the new
episode that
one.
I
Okay.
wasn't writing. I guess
okay.
Fulgore was me too. I don't remember. Yeah, we were looking into it and it just didn't exist. But people made shit up, and other people were using these feats that they had mentioned
Right.
to justify
Yeah.
these characters winning. And it's like, well,
We
okay.
find that shit all the time. Or like
Yeah.
the misinterpreted thing where people take it as one way. You know, they're
Yeah.
like, this time he threw the sun or something, and you look at it, but like they took it out of context from what the actual panel
Yeah.
was saying. Like, we
Well, I
have
mean,
that
that's
stuff all the
It's
time.
a little different issue.
I
You
know,
than
guys
that,
don't do
like,
any research, is what I read.
Oh yeah,
We don't do any
Yeah, that's
research.
it.
Oh no, of course not. We
real
just
quick.
make shit up too.
I was having trouble remembering the names of the street sharks because I used to watch the show when I was a kid, and man, it's just 90s glory. You ready? Jab, Streaks, Streex, Slamoo,
Name
which
is-
is just my favorite.
Oh,
because-
Slamoo.
and Ripster. But never mind the fact that Shamu was a killer whale.
Which is perfect. That's perfect.
I mean, but he's
It's pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Slamoo.
that was probably the first one they came up with. Like the writing room probably lost their shit. They were like, yeah.
That's how they sold the show.
Yeah.
They were sitting there like Fox Morning or whatever, and they were like, get this. One of the street sharks is named Slamoo, and the guys just like threw their pins down. Were like, sold, don't care how much you
Write this
want.
man a check, please.
Yeah.
How much? Okay.
That is just
my God.
Slamoo.
They're the
Holy
Bolton
shit.
family. That's right. They were brothers, if I remember right.
Yeah,
I like the
Oh.
shark's name being Jab.
Jab Bolton.
Punch.
Slamoo. Wait, was his name Slamoo before? He was a. What are the origin?
No,
Were they
no.
people turned into sharks like the ninja?
Big Slamoo was Coop Bolton, is the strongest and youngest of the four. He's also a football player in high school. In the first
That's right,
episode,
yeah.
he uses a skateboard. When transforming into Big Slamoo, he becomes a whale shark, and his most prominent maneuver is the seismic slam,
A whale
in which he
shark.
may shake or crack the ground with his fists.
So what
Yep.
are they thinking?
I'm going street
I'm
sharks.
going
You
street
can't
sharks.
fight the jaws. Every time someone gets close to him, like he's just gonna eat it, and then they're gonna
Also-
eat them.
Something we didn't bring up is Ninja Turtles do have a large arsenal of weapons, like smoke bombs, different weapons that they
That's
use.
true.
Yeah, they got
Donatello's technology,
They got a
They just show
truck
up in
that
the
shoots
van,
pizzas.
the turtle van.
I don't know,
They
man.
just dive. If they throw anything at them, they just dive under the
Or
concrete.
they just punch the van.
How are they going to deal with
Yo,
like the
I
turtle
mean,
blimp?
to be
or anything like
fair,
that.
they can straight up fucking eat the van. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's only
That's right.
pizzas inside, which only add a delicious
so
flavor. to
like
keep 'em
the
going.
vans come in, they're like, I see dinner coming. They just eat the. They just eat the
Yeah,
banana.
I'm
going
going with
Street
the sharks too, just because Slamu is a whale of a pun.
Oh God.
Man, I'm surprised, but I have to side with street sharks.
Like I'm
Yeah,
sure
that
on
word.
deep research,
Yeah.
my gut tells me that the Ninja Turtles would have some trump card, but I just want to go with Street Sharks.
Probably, yeah. But
So we're gonna say that the Street Sharks will finish them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
there you
man.
That's good.
that was really bad.
It's better than Sam's stupid pun.
That joke was
So I think we have
razor
a
sharp.
Street Sharks.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think that's what we're going with right now.
right.
But we will come up with a new community death battle at the end of the show, and we'll let you know. We got to figure it out as we're discussing.
Yep,
and let
who
us
knows?
know if you have any ideas. You
Yep.
can send it to us on Twitter, #DeathBattleCast. Okay, so Ace versus Natsu.
Yep.
I keep wanting to call it Ace versus Natsu, but technically Natsu versus Ace.
I know.
Natsu versus Ace.
You actually freaked me out too because while you were out of town, you said something about check it out, looking forward to like Ace versus Natsu coming up, and I was like, shit! Like I thought it was Natsu versus Ace. I put the Natsu preview up already, and then I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. No.
It's just because
He just wrote it wrong.
sometimes the alphabeticalness, like you want to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it that way, but yeah.
But we had the Natsu preview up last week. I missed that discussion. But Ace, really interesting character, kind of a, well, I don't want to get into spoilers, but Luffy's brother in One Piece.
So he ate
And
the fruit too.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
ate the flame
he's a
fruit.
pirate.
Yeah.
He's a pirate captain, just like Luffy. He ate the flame fruit, or the, what is it called in Japan? Mara
Mara.
What?
Maranomi or something like that.
Yeah,
fruit?
Maranomi. Yeah,
Okay.
Maranomi.
Was it
yeah.
spicy?
I would
Probably.
assume,
assume so.
If it's not, I feel like that would just be bullshit.
Unfortunately, we don't actually. We've never seen the scene, the area, or the story where he got the fruit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we see the fruit. We know what
Yeah.
the fruit
Well,
looks
yeah.
like. But I mean, I can't remember even anybody through the show. And I mean, I didn't specifically ever look for it, but I can't remember anybody talking about how the devil fruits taste. So I don't know if, like,
Yeah.
I mean, could just taste like an apple.
I guarantee you.
I'm sure it's
Monkey
somewhere out
made a
there.
comment.
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere out there, but I just don't like. I mean, because I wasn't like, oh, how do these bastards taste? Like that was never a big part of like. It was like if it tastes like shit, he's got the victory.
Actually,
like it's,
that'd be-
that never happened. So like
That'd be
that's
pretty
something
cool
I wasn't like
if,
looking for,
like,
and I'm
these
not
crazy
sure about
fruits
it.
that gives you powers would just taste like regular fruit. Like it just tasted like.
Well,
I
what
mean,
they do is like if anyone who has a devil fruit dies, the devil fruit transfers into the closest fruit to it. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
So you
so
can
if
like hold
there's-
up a pear. So you
kind
carry fruit around when you're fighting devil fruit.
I'm not
users?
totally sure because they've said it that way. I don't know if there's weird rules like the fruit still has to be on a vine or something like that. They've never gone in depth with the rules, but
Dude,
it
I would
is
just carry fruit with my
exactly,
in my pocket, just in case.
which is why I say it. I think it has to do something with it on land because it's never like, hey guys, we killed Jeff over there, and now one of the apples in the cargo hold is special. Like it's never been that simple. And if it was that simple, I think people would, when they are killing devil fruit users or trying to, they would take fruits with them.
It's
But
the
nobody
one-
seems to do that, or at least maybe
it's
nobody.
the one I'm eating that becomes
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Or very
Saved his diet.
few people in the world know
funny.
that's how it works. But that is how it works. And so, yeah, whoever dies, like it's happened a handful of times in the series. Somebody dies and they're like, "Hey, this fruit over here is now the devil fruit." So I don't know, like maybe if they just got a watermelon over there, you just got a giant bastard, and like I don't know.
I just picture like them like having a fight in a town and when somebody's gonna die and like like fruit vendors like trying to get away but he like passes by right as the dude dies and then suddenly it's like one of these 1,000 grapes like,
Yeah. Well, and
Gotta eat them all until you find it.
it always seems to be, somewhere out there. So that's what makes me
right.
think it has to be a fruit like still growing on the vine or something. Because it never just seems to be like, hey, we got it. Like, it's not that simple.
They gotta go
but-
find
Do the
it.
devil
Yeah.
fruit only grow in one place?
No, I mean they grow anywhere. That's the thing.
Oh,
Whenever
okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's some in One Piece that we are not aware of.
Sure.
But as for now, I mean, every single one that somebody has necessarily doesn't have an origin, but we know, it is somebody's had it before.
Is the only way to
Everyone we know of,
Sure.
we know of it because somebody has had it before the current person having it in almost every case.
I was just about to say, like, is like how it looks the only way to tell if it's a devil fruit, or could you just eat an apple and be like, oh fuck,
they all.
I got powers. I got powers now.
They all look like
Accidentally.
essentially whatever their element or ability is with these swirls on it. They look way different than a normal fruit. Like there's no mistaking a devil fruit. They all have a very signature swirly scale
This apple looks
kind
like
of
a
pattern.
cinnamon bun.
What's
Yeah.
the
Wind
coolest devil
powers.
fruit power?
I mean, it's all of the Logia fruits, which Ace has a Logia fruit. Logia. It's been a couple weeks now.
It was Logia. I'm pretty
Logia,
sure. That's
yeah,
how we
Logia.
pronounced it in the show, so I hope that's right.
Yeah, it's Logia. And his is like Logias are the best because they give you the raw elemental, and then there's the kind that Luffy has
He has
is
the
like
gum, right? Is
yeah,
that what
he
it's
has the
called?
gum, which is rubber, and then that's like a whole set. I can't remember the name of that type of fruit off the top of my head, but that's like all. Like another one in that type is a guy who has like spring limbs.
Okay.
I
He's
see, I
rubber
see.
and stuff like that.
Right.
Then there's the one that like Whitebeard has, his type, and those are all elements. Like Whitebeard's is earthquake and stuff like that,
Okay.
but they don't have the ability to turn into the like the ethereal fire and ethereal
Unless
ice
it's the
like
Logia
the
fruit.
Logia fruits do,
Right.
and that's why all of the Logia fruits are pretty much the best ones. And probably the magma one is the best, but there's not. It really depends on the user's ability because, like throughout the world, the Logia fruits are considered the strongest devil fruits. There's not many questions about that. But Whitebeard has the fruit that's one step down from Logia, the Earthquake one, and he's still considered the strongest person in the world in many senses. Like there's people like Mihawk, who Dracul Mihawk, who
the
doesn't have a
greatest swordsman
yeah,
in
he's
the
the
world.
greatest swordsman, and people like Zoro who don't have devil fruits and are still considered very powerful. But I mean, Whitebeard is essentially like he's kind of proven that it's not so much your fruit, it's the way you use it. It's not like just getting a fruit makes you super powerful.
It's not your fruit. It's how you use it. Remember
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So,
So-
there's a lot of things there, there's a lot to say about him, and anyone with the fruit can get themselves killed really easily
Does
still.
somebody have like a monopoly on the fruit? Like just has like a stockholder, just fruits?
No, it's
They-
weird how a lot of people don't want them too. Like a lot of people will get a devil fruit and they're like, "Nah, thanks, I don't want that."
It's
shit."
considered like a curse, right? Because you drown instantly if you get into the water.
Yeah,
I think
you
that's the
don't
only
Let you
main-
eat it while you're surrounded by water. That was a
Well-
fun loophole, I guess.
You don't necessarily drown instantly.
You just
but
can't swim.
You can't
Yeah.
swim, and you can't use your powers once you're like wet.
Yeah.
With seawater, I mean, you can be sweaty and stuff, but seawater, you're screwed. And so for a lot of pirates, they're like, they don't want to give it up because they don't want to lose the ability to swim.
Yeah.
So
Question,
bunches of pirates have
what
been
if
like,
you
nah.
had the Logia fruit of water?
Is there a water Logia fruit?
I don't see why. It
I don't know. There is.
There's like the one thing I would say is that Akima, I think is the name, the guy who has the ice one. Like, I'm pretty sure there's scenes where he's just like, "Oh no, they're water," but he turns it to ice, so it doesn't matter.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were
Yo,
talking
I
a lot
think
about the
there's-
fruit, but Ace, my favorite thing about, well, one, it's really cool that he can turn into fire like at will. But
I mean,
then,
that's a pretty fucking cool.
I
thing.
know, right? Like stuff's gonna like stab you, and he just makes that part fire, and like that's awesome. But I also like the fact that he shoots fireballs from his gun. Like that's so hilarious. 'Cause, most people you gotta be like,
pretty fun.
but like, man, you imagine fighting him for the first time, and he's like, you better stop. You're like, what are you gonna do? And then bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! Like,
His gun hands are handguns. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool. Yeah.
Finger guns.
Yeah, he's got some really cool abilities, and all the Logia users do. And he's also super strong, like obnoxiously so.
That's
like
One
as
Piece.
a
They're all ridiculous
like
for-
that's the thing is like One Piece
Who knows
is weird.
why?
Yeah, like as a child, he like fights bears and stuff when he's like 9, and just like does dumb stuff like that where you're like, yeah, that's unreasonable. But
Is there like
It's One Piece.
Is
That's
there
how it
like an
works.
ethereal deity in One Piece?
yeah, but I mean, there's this like sky god kind of dude, but pretty much he's just like the lightning Logia user, but he's also from like a race of sky people, et cetera, et cetera. There's
Sky
a lot.
Alright.
Like
One
it's,
Piece
it's
has been
One
going on for a
Piece.
long time.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
like 700 episodes. There's like anything. You can be like, oh, is there like bird people? I'm like, yeah. Crocodile man, sure. Like it's all like whatever you want. Like they'll probably have the street sharks in a few years. It doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, I'm
Crocodile
pretty sure the mangaka said that he's only about halfway done.
yeah.
So the series is
Holy
gonna
hell.
keep going for a while.
Yeah.
We got
I
a
mean,
ways.
In a lot of people think that One Piece is going to be like the power of friendship, which, dude, like I almost want that to be true because if we have like a 1400
the reward at the end that Goldie Roger
the
left.
One Piece is just like
He has said
the
that
power
there is
of friendship.
something there.
Yeah, but it could just be like a friendship bracelet. Like, and that could be the thing. And like, dude, if it's
a mirror. And then he looks at it and sees him and all his friends.
Yeah, if it's 1,400 episodes just to get to that,
I'm
like,
gonna
that would
tell
be
you
so
this
good.
right now.
Don't do the Soul Eater.
One
Let's not do
Piece is not Naruto.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if there's a whole lot, or Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail and Naruto are very well known for the like. The main character gets beat down and like is losing a fight, and then they remember their friends and they gotta harness the power of friendship and they can go win the day. One Piece has some of that, of course, because it's been going on for a long time. But that's not like the main theme.
Yeah.
Of
there's
what they're
characters
doing.
like that, and then there's
They're
characters
all
that
rapists and thieves.
whatever.
They're pirates.
Yeah.
They're not rapists.
Pirates.
There's some insinuations of it.
There's
I think
some,
a few
but not
times,
the main characters.
No.
No. I would argue that Luffy is not actually a pirate. He's a treasure hunter. But
Well, there's still like, I mean, there is, and it's like unlike a lot of anime where, you know, they like, oh, we beat the bad guy, and he's just like over in the corner with stars over his head and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's some One Piece stuff where it's just like you know, like Ace at one point, and it's in the preview, like he, you know, blows up a bunch of ships, and it's like we just assume all those pirates die. Like, I mean, it doesn't really shy away from killing people.
that's true.
In
Like,
some senses, like it's weird, and sometimes where it does, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't kill these government guys," and I'm like, "Why not?" Like, but you know, it's weird. It picks its times to be like kind of not childish, but not as like heavy. And then sometimes they're just like, "Fuck it, we're heavy as shit." Like, you know,
keep the murder unpredictable.
yeah.
I mean, I love personally. I really like One Piece. I haven't watched all of it, but like from what I've seen, I really enjoy the aspect of it where they. Basically, these characters have incredible powers for no goddamn reason, and it's just balls to the wall whenever they get into a fight, and they don't give a shit, and that's what's so fun about it, because they don't care. They're like, oh, we could die tomorrow, we could die today, whatever, let's just have fun while we're
living free.
One of the cooler things about it, there's like no overall grand, goal to it, right? I mean, there's the One Piece.
Get the One Piece.
Sure, but like other than that, they're just hanging out.
It's a show
Until
about
they get to it.
Luffy getting to the One Piece.
Yeah,
but
Luffy has a big goal. The others are kind of like
like
they
a
have their
road
own
trip.
goals, but it's like a road trip movie.
a lot of them is
Luffy
related.
and the murderous and rapist pirates.
No, that's
I like it just about in the like as much and in the same way as Fairy Tail, where there's moments where I'm like, this is pretty badass, and then there's other moments where I'm like, oh my god, this is so lame. Like, of course, they do some just like childish shonen stuff, and I think that would be the proper way to say it. And you know, it's just there's points in time where it's just like it's show, and then there's other points where you're like, it's
I think we're gonna get that with any show that's been going on for a
yeah.
while.
I mean, that's the same thing
Fairy
with both
Tail's
of
like
them.
what,
There's
almost 400 episodes.
Yeah, I think they're about to push 500.
I think Fairy Tail does a little bit more, which kind of annoys me because Fairy Tail, it does those cool moments and then it does like the stupid moments, like with Happy. Because we all agree we can hate
Here we go.
Happy.
Every
we
episode
hate
we're
Happy.
talking about this. We
But
got bash
Happy
it.
was all right.
Dude,
I
they've
didn't have a
been
problem with Happy.
bashing on the
I hate
cat,
the
man.
cat.
Those fucking,
Really?
all those fucking cats can die.
Anyway,
Except Wendy's cat, because she's
Yeah,
a little
she's young.
kid and she needs the plushie. The rest of them, they can die. Anyway,
I thought Happy's kind of cute, but all right,
anywho,
fine. If you don't like Happy,
when they have cool moments like when Natsu, surprisingly, when I watched this and read it, when Natsu takes on Sting and the other Dragon Slayer by himself, that was cool.
Yeah, well, that
Like-
fight is really cool, but right before that fight, he's with Gagio, and he's just like, and they have this dumb
Yes.
conversation
It's
where
really
they're just
stupid.
like, they get all big-eyed and like do the stereotypical anime thing where their mouths are as big as their face, and they're yelling at each other, and he pushes them in the minecart, and there's so much like, there's a complete like, it's like epic fight.
Like, he didn't even need
Dead
to be there.
stop.
Like, Gaiju didn't
Yeah.
even need to be there. Like,
Dead stop into just garbage humor and completely break the flow of the
Yeah.
combat.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, yeah.
Drifters.
Yeah,
Drifters
that's
is a
exactly
show
it.
that does that a lot. Unbelievably cool, awesome animation and fight scenes, and you were just like, "This is amazing." And then they break to the dumbed down, over emotive
Yeah.
like thing, and you're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, that's killing it for me," because like I was so hyped. And like it has its place. There are moments when that stuff has made me laugh. I don't hate it like across the board.
I do hate it. I hate all of it in that show. Because they do it in Hellsing. They do it in Helsing, but it's not invasive and it's not a lot of it. Like Hellsing, for the majority of that, is slick, cool, dangerous, dirty.
Right.
Drifters, slick, cool, dangerous, dirty. Then there's super emotive stuff that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the tone doesn't change.
I know.
Which is dumb.
Well, I mean, clearly we all have very strong opinions on both One Piece and Fairy Tail, but the fight will be on the website next week. We're really excited to show you guys it. But I believe we have one more thing about the last death battle to show off, right, Torian? You got something for us?
I'm back with the thing of the week.
I saw the wheels turning in your head.
actually realized
It has no assets, but I'm just quickly through this together. This is a mocap comparison. So you probably have to play it twice because I'm going to go back a little faster. Look at my little suit.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's Torian's mocap suit. It's quite sexy.
It is sexy. It makes me
You
look
can
better.
see all the curves.
Chad, don't look at my curves. This part, so you'll see most of it is Megazord because a lot of Voltron stuff is hand
Look
animated.
at your lumbering walk.
he can fly.
That's great.
So
Lumbering walk is solid.
Yeah, dude, that was a good
play
lumbering
through that
walk.
again.
Yeah, let's do it again. So
Yeah.
you can-
That's pretty cool.
yeah, but most of Voltron stuff is hand animated because he can fly.
yeah,
So I was prepared to kind of just customize all the stuff except that.
Except for that.
Yeah,
But for the most part,
For
for
the
the
most
Megazord,
part. Oh,
you
and this
took
too.
mocap from yourself.
Yeah.
I can't.
So, so what? Oh, how big he is? Yeah, that's great. So, fun fact, he's not on the ground except for that shot. Megazord's not on the ground. Because
Like if you were to
Voltron?
tilt the camera down.
Yeah, because I had
yeah.
to keep his height specifically for that shot and combination because we wanted to show that he was big.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you brought him up a little bit just to get it a little bit more intimidating.
Yeah.
Even though he's not actually that much bigger.
Yeah.
But it was kind of fun
It was
having him
specific
look
for
that
that
much bigger
shot.
there.
Yeah, it was like, because then you can see like right away when they start fighting, he's not as big
Yeah.
as he was in a previous
Which
shot.
is perfect because that's how it is in the actual thing. I think like Voltron was 300 feet. Megazord was 333 or something like that.
It's like
Yeah.
40 or 60 foot difference.
It's like 33 feet, I think.
Yeah.
I think like, but just Megazord, what makes him intimidating, what makes it intimidating is that he's just bulkier.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah, yeah.
Voltron.
Broad.
Yeah.
Those
he's
shoulders, man.
overall,
Yeah.
He's bigger,
Like,
which is cool.
Voltron don't got those shoulders. Like, look at that. Look at those shoulders. It's just a little
No, but he's got
nubs.
feet lions.
That's true. He
awesome.
can roar out of his feet, but is that intimidating or just weird?
I think it's awesome. I told Torian's on board, Ben, with my idea that it should have ended in the final victory pose and then his feet should have just roared. It would have been great.
It would have been so stupid.
Yes,
This
but
epic
awesome.
explosion, everything's dramatic,
The way
the
he
music's
was-
swelling, and then
Oh, come on, both at the same time. Just
Well, no, I see what Ben's getting at because the only way to even know that those feet were roaring, we would have had to like zoom in on it or something.
well, they would have had to like shake
It
it,
would've
like open and
Yeah,
shake a
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
sound.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, you
the
shake
lines,
the camera a little bit. That's exactly.
just from that part though.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it wouldn't be able to shake if it's just the feet. That would be so weird. That'd be so awkward.
You don't get a lot of opportunities when people can taunt with their feet. So,
Well, maybe next time around.
it's well.
He's coming back.
time we-
Whoever
Lance is
has
dead.
Confirmed
I'm just kidding.
Voltron is coming back.
just so
Just so
you
you
can
can
have
foot
the
roar.
roar.
Just so
whoever
you-
has a foot, roar. Maybe other characters. Probably not anyone else can do it.
Yeah, I can't think
So
of
we'll
another
see.
character with mouth feet.
Lance is dead.
We could get that one girl from Keijo that has the wolf coming out of her butt. And then we could have a
Cerberus.
butt roar. That could
That's
work.
called a
yeah.
fart.
Come out our
Ben.
butt.
Dude,
Yeah.
Cerberus. Yeah, so her ass,
What?
it can think for itself.
What?
And you have not seen this? I told you need to watch Keijo. You'll love
You don't
Keijo.
need to watch Keijo.
Yes, you do.
No, you
Keijo
don't.
is
Is
awesome.
it the boob thing? The boob
That's the
animation?
one where
it's
they
one
like
that
wrestle
really-
each other with their butts and boobs.
But it's
No
it is-
arm contact.
Yes, it is hilarious. Like it's very well written. Just it's so ridiculous, and it makes fun of other animes and stuff. Like they have the Wall of Bootylon instead
Yeah.
of the Wall of Babylon, and like, oh, dude, it's you gotta watch it.
Well, actually,
It's
the
full of
girl who
puns.
plays the lead is the one who helped engineer Voltron versus Megazord.
Oh, really?
Amber Lee
She plays
Connors.
Kaminashi?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
She plays the main character.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the one girl, anyway, so they all have like different tactics and styles and things. But this one girl is that her butt has a mind of its own. And that is, she calls it Cerberus or Cerby for short. And it's represented by a pink translucent dog head that pops out of her butt as it goes, and then it roars. But here's the best part is when it cuts to like a shot in her ass, she's just going, so she can roar with her butt.
Okay.
So we can bring that into Death
Yeah.
Battle and fulfill all your wildest
Perfect.
dreams.
There you go. I'm fine with that.
Is that part of your wildest
Not
dreams?
mine. No, I'm talking about
No,
Jeff's.
if we're fulfilling all his wildest dreams, it's not going to be okay to put on YouTube. But we'll get mad hits on Pornhub. I can almost guarantee
Sign
that.
up for that first membership.
Speaking of things that are probably not going to put on YouTube,
I thought you were gonna say speaking of things that are on Pornhub.
also that.
Let me tell you about what I was doing this weekend.
No, let's bring up the out of context comic book panel.
Let's look at it.
And then let's upload it to Pornhub.
Yes.
All right. In an instant, Batman becomes a rainbow of dazzling action. Oof! Whatever you've got in your pocket, pal, that's where it stays.
What?
I'm 99% sure this man is reaching for a gun in his pocket.
I
but
am
yeah.
too. I just want to know why Batman turned into a rainbow.
In an instant, Batman becomes a rainbow of dazzling action. I like to think that his suit just like transforms in an instant into this rainbow suit.
That's
for
what
some
it
reason.
sounds
I
like.
love this suit. He's so adorable.
Batman in the
Look at
Technicolor cowl.
Look at his little ears.
Yes. Like,
His little bat ears.
I have so many questions.
It looks like he has on like a little skirt.
Like, if you
Oh my
ever
God,
want to
it
be
does.
like, yeah, like, what's the opposite of Batman's outfit? That, like, he's the Dark Knight. He's supposed to bring fear and
I
lurk in the
swear.
shadows. Why?
Maybe. Oh God, there's that one villain. Is it the Crazy Quilt? Maybe who?
There's a quilt master
He
guy.
gets his eyes messed up, and so like vibrant colors physically hurt him.
What?
And I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm pretty sure that's an old
Oh,
Batman
no.
character.
So
and
he
so
has to
I would
wear
think
this?
that kind of suit would be a way to fight somebody like the Crazy Quilt. I can't remember if the Crazy Quilt. I think he's a Batman villain. He might be Spider-Man though.
Or maybe Batman just had to blend into a rainbow or a gay club.
Oh. Is everyone in the gay club dressed like that?
Because that panel's
Like
like
a very, very flamboyant and crazy gay club.
that panel's from like the 60s or 70s, and that shit ain't going down in that kind of year. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
But those writers on those old
Very
comics
progressive gay club?
probably had the most
club in
fun
general?
writing these. Like, I'm just gonna color Batman with a bunch of rainbows, and pretty much what Chad said.
Okay, for whatever reason, Batman has to wear a different colored Batman costume each night.
Wait, you actually looked this up?
Uh-huh.
What?
Why?
Well, it's not out of context
shit.
if we add all the context.
Oh, he's got a great line, too. They'll find no gold at the end of this rainbow, only prison.
That is dope. That is dope.
I want to know why.
We're like some of the best writers of the last 70 years.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a desk of on the best alternate costumes.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Tori
Batman
likes it.
explains that he wore the special, different colored costumes to draw attention to himself and away from Robin, as people might realize that Robin had injured his arm, like Dick Grayson's. Because early,
What?
Dick Grayson hurts his arm, but he still wants to go out helping Batman fight people. But Batman's like, uh-oh, people know in the real world that Dick Grayson's arm is hurt. If they see Robin with a hurt arm too, then they might put it together and figure out a secret identity. So
I
instead of
see.
like take a break, Dick, like just hang
Yeah,
out. Why
just
don't you
like
go heal
fucking-
yourself? It's like, no, I'll wear a rainbow outfit. And everybody like, the fuck's Batman wearing? They'll never look at you.
This was just a distraction
Yes.
tool.
That's so
That is the dumbest premise.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's stupid, but at the same time, he's like a master of deception, and he's just deceived like the entire Gotham media. They're not noticing Robin.
No, I mean I wouldn't either.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
I mean,
like,
I
hey, it's
guess it
Batman.
must have worked.
I was like, yeah, it's Robin and Batman. Whoa! Like, you're like, why is he green? He had like a whole bunch of the green, pink, and then he's got the rainbow.
Oh my
lights.
God.
green.
There's a whole week while Robin's on the mend.
Do you
Wow.
think he like still busts the green one out for like St. Patty's Day?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, my question is, why is Robin still fighting crime when his arm is
I
busted
know,
up?
right? You should give him a break,
Man, Batman's a terrible boss.
dude.
Well, I'm sure Dick Grayson was always so headstrong. He's probably just like, I'm not stopping, and then Batman couldn't say anything to stop him. So
He could have smacked him.
I mean, yeah, but it's
He's Batman. He can do anything.
Evens it out.
And I'm pretty sure it would not be the first time he hits Dick, but
Oh God, guys, this is.
Geraldo liked it.
Yeah, I just kidding. I'm sorry, I got
was
distracted.
sly.
I liked it.
This is like, it just keeps going. This I need to get this series and I need to read this specific whole little story because like this then it goes into like the story of Roy Raymond, the man who couldn't touch the ground. So this guy's
What?
flying around on like a flying apparatus.
The guy
And
who
then he tells
literally, the
people-
floor is lava, his game got too
Yes,
serious.
he got hit with cosmic radiation. If he touched the ground, he'll die. That's the thing.
It's hardcore.
What
floor
is this
lava.
comic? What?
Comic books are weird.
Comic books are very weird, which is why
That was.
not Batman.
Excited.
Man of Steel is a good movie.
Oh yeah, you want to start this argument? Let's just do that on after sudden death or whatever.
Do you really want to do this?
Yeah, but that's
Do
sudden
you
death.
really want to?
Yes.
We're doing this. We're
Do
doing
that right
the
now.
Zack Snyder shit
We
talk
got
on
nothing
sudden
else.
death.
Okay.
No, we got
Sudden
a lot
death.
of it.
No, we got a lot of
Sudden
shit.
death. We got to talk about some news stories.
Because I have not seen
awesome.
the entirety of Superman, so I'm just gonna pretty much lean back on that one.
Okay.
So we'll do that on Sunday.
Okay. Well, right now, give it a few minutes, Tori. We'll go. We'll go. But right now, I do want to talk about some of the more recent stuff that has been happening in the news in terms of like pop culture, nerdy stuff, like movies,
Sure.
comics, things like that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on.
Did you guys see the new Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
With Sigtron?
Sigtron, yes. So
Oh
this,
my God, it's
this,
so cool.
this game is actually going to have a story. The other ones,
Which
I
I
guess, had a
really
story,
like.
but it didn't like really dive into it.
Look at it
So in
happening.
this one,
yes.
Sigma and Ultron are one. They have merged somehow. It kind of looks like the Infinity Gems or whatever flying around. Marvel loves those right now because of the movies.
It's a very
Yeah, and
Marvel
they're-
story.
yeah.
Also,
Like-
did he have one of it in his forehead, like Vision? Like, you see, because
looked kinda like that.
remember they threw the thing at him and he like nukes it from his, like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
No, not Mega Man.
He's got one in his chest too.
I love this part.
This
This
is
is
the
like,
part with
it's
Chris.
what
So
the
Marvel.
fuck do you think you're gonna do, Chris
definitely
Redfield?
Like a Marvel, like Marvel wrote this for sure. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it really feels that way. In fact, I don't think Capcom characters get really much of a like. I was looking through this as I was getting the footage ready for this. The Capcom characters don't really get much screen time in
No.
the trailer.
I mean-
No, I know, like Mega Man's getting stepped on.
Maybe
and,
gets
like,
stepped on. Chun-Li kicks a couple things, and then Chris Redfield just gets owned by Ultron at the end, or Sigtron.
Sigma's there.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the
he's a big
crossover
part
to
of
the
it.
villain.
I really do like how they're doing that. I think it's a little like I don't know what the right word to describe it is, but it still seems fun, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
oh, it
not
does.
like it's like the coolest idea in the world, but it looks like a super fun idea, you know.
Marvel's like, we do this for a living with movies. Now
Yeah.
this is a video game
Yeah.
and a comic. Like,
It's
we can kind of
totally-
get real wacky.
Yeah, it's totally that's a good explanation. I don't think it's the best idea. I think it's a great wacky idea.
Who was
They
the final
definitely went
boss
after on
in
it.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
like a weird upgraded form of Magneto.
Was it?
Like a giant robot claw. No. That was Marvel 1.
Yeah,
Marvel 2
Marvel 1
is
had the
3-stage
Xavier
monster. Marvel 2 is a 3-stage monster. It's like a lava thing and then
That's
an aura.
right. It was something
And then
original.
3
for it.
was Galactus.
3 was Galactus.
Galactus, yeah.
Yeah, it is cool to me that they're making the main like antagonist something from both worlds.
Right.
Like literally.
It's really strange too, because I haven't kept up with modern Mega Man too much, but I figure
There's
like
nothing to keep up with, I
Sigma,
mean.
fair, but I don't think Sigma like had the popularity to be playing this role at all. But I really like Sigma as a villain in the X series.
I
so-
did too, and I got excited because at first, like, it popped up, and I go, "Is that Sigma? Like, this is exactly what happened."
Yeah.
Like that, I was like, "Is that Sigma?" And I'm like, "No, wait, yeah." And then I'm like, "Oh wait, is that Ultron?" And then like they start going together. I'm like, "Sigtron!" You know, and then
It is
the-
really interesting that they're pushing Mega Man so much with the advertising with this. Mega Man X is like the counterpart to Iron Man,
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is Marvel's like biggest name right now. That's not X-Men or Sony owned. And then Sigma is a Mega Man X villain, and that's the main
And
villain.
the fact from the
forget
way
the
I
X
saw
game?
it, well, and that's the way I saw it too. It's like this is Mega Man X, which is a pretty distinct choice to make over Mega Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they definitely do it. I don't think they just picked Mega Man X for no reason. Maybe they liked the way Arthur played in the last one, and they thought, "Oh, the armor thing's cool. X
Yeah.
can do that too." But really, it seems like a distinct decision, which does make me think they're going to
because
do
in
something else with the
very
X
first gameplay
franchise.
trailer, Mega Man X is wearing different armor in combat.
Yes.
In
Well, I
fight.
know there's that Mega Man cartoon that's supposed to be in production pretty soon, or anime, or whatever.
Oh,
it
really?
is.
But
yeah.
is it X?
No, but he does look kind of like, if I remember right, he looks kind of like a hybrid between
Yeah.
X and the original one. Like he's sleek. He's got a thing on his, like a red light on his
Yeah.
forehead, but it's not X per se. I don't know if they've revealed any more information about that. But I know that's something that's coming up.
Actually, that sounds like a
maybe-
really good like Netflix
We'll
yeah,
see.
animated
may,
thing.
maybe we'll be seeing some. Maybe Mega Man's due for a comeback. Who knows?
I'm
I
excited.
mean, I really don't care that much for Mega Man. Like I like Mega Man games, but Mega Man X games I love.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
well, I mean, not the last 3 or 4, but
Wow.
7, 6. Okay, no, all up to 5 is good.
Yeah.
Well, after the whole Mighty Number 9 debacle,
Yeah.
it would be cool to see him come back. I don't know.
Oh yeah, dude.
Maybe we'll see.
I also loved the little nod too of like Rocket being like, "How many things you killed with that?" You know, you're
Yeah,
like,
it was fun.
it's gonna be cool.
Well,
So
now that
I'm
Rocket
excited.
is so popular,
Yep.
he's gonna be all up in there.
I don't like them. I know like Marvel's like, okay, great, we'll help you make this game, but we need it to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like you even see the Hawkeye, it's definitely
Oh yeah,
generated
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
and the X-Men
yeah.
are not going to be in it.
I like the old
Like-
comic book Rocket they used in the last Marvel game.
yeah.
He's like little tiny cool raccoon.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
this is
no,
very
they
much in
didn't see
tune
you.
with what they're going for right now. No X-Men, no Spider-Man. All the Marvel-owned cinematic characters,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. There's not a single X-Men.
no, there's
Yeah,
no
that trailer-
X-Men and Spider-Man.
There probably won't
I don't
be,
know if
yeah.
it's been officially said, but
Officially, they officially it's been said that it's like a maybe.
maybe.
I would
DLC
be
characters.
Yeah,
they might
probably
do
DLC.
Spider-Man since they do have Spider-Man.
Yeah,
up
because he's in the
through
newest Avengers.
Avengers 4.
As long
After
as-
Avengers 4, they don't have.
As long as he goes web swing, like that's
yeah.
a
Yeah.
requirement.
Like I don't
But-
think it's worth it for them to, because when you get into like video game territory, like the rights shit for that is probably all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, they own all of them. Like, in
Yeah.
the
yeah,
video
well, that's
game,
what I'm
but-
saying. It's probably a safer and easier bet for them.
Yes.
Because right now, Marvel, I don't think it's like they have Champions of Heroes on mobile, which is probably getting them a shit ton of money.
Yeah, people
Marvel's
seem to
Puzzle
like that.
Quest, that Academy thing. I honestly think that they're like, they don't think this property is probably the highest on their radar. Like, especially looking at how Street Fighter V just did. Like, and sales
Maybe.
wise.
I mean, I think they're giving this, like, there seems to be quite a bit of hype behind it.
yeah, I
well,
mean,
yeah,
it's,
but, like,
yeah,
it's
but
Marvel,
I think-
man.
from the
I think-
Marvel side of it,
Yeah.
like, what's in it for them?
Sure.
Well, and I think almost every fighting game these days, because they're not like it's not like the market is like too terribly flooded with fighting games.
right.
Sure.
So I think almost every fighting game these days, like 5 had a ton of hype, but it doesn't really reflect on how well it's going to to when it comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
And MVC always gets a ton of promotion from tournaments. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's coming out September 19th.
Right?
So
That's
pretty,
like next week.
I think it's a little farther than that. But
Yeah, it's a little bit
it
off.
is coming out this year.
Next week.
Torian's gonna force all of us to play it. That's why I know.
You don't have to play it. I'll play it
no,
myself.
I'm gonna play it. No, you
Like a current game, it's
You'll
gonna have
get
great
Nick on
netcode.
board, and that's all you guys are gonna be playing. And
Good
I'll
Christ.
learn it. I'll
In
learn
there.
it.
Hey, what did you
Chun-Li.
guys think of Jurassic World?
I've never seen that one.
You
was
haven't
alright.
seen it? You thought it was okay? Did you
It's
see
pretty
Jurassic
fun.
World?
No.
Okay, well, it was okay. It got a lot of like buzz because it's the return of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It's very, very much a family kind of film
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a way.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I don't think they did the best job, but
Yeah.
Chris
but
Pratt
they
and the
are
Raptors.
making
I think I know where you're going with
they
this
are
one,
making a
and I'll watch
second
it.
one, and Jeff Goldblum is coming
Yeah,
back.
so I'm gonna watch
Yep.
it. Like I mean,
Surprise!
Goldblum's like my man.
Yeah, I saw
so
that on
I'm gonna,
Reddit. I'm
I'm gonna
stoked.
watch. I'll watch it for
Oh,
he's coming
no,
back-
not him.
He's coming back as Ian Malcolm.
That's awesome.
So
and there's Chris Pratt, of course.
I almost kind of. I mean, this isn't the trailer
That's the last
for.
one,
This is
yeah.
the last one because
Yeah,
they don't have
yeah.
anything
Oh,
revealed
got
for
it, got it,
Jurassic
got it,
World
okay.
2. But I don't know. I almost wish they would kind of reboot it because Malcolm coming back.
How
like,
could Malcolm, not like see this coming again? You know, like
like it was already kind of unbelievable watching him go to the second island in the second movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, of course he's not going to go. But then he's got to go get his wife, girlfriend, whatever it was at the time. But
There's their daughter, right?
Yeah.
And it snuck, or she
No.
snuck when he went to go save his
she
wife.
stuck
That's
on
or his
board
girlfriend. Yeah,
for that. But
That's
his wife/girlfriend or whatever it was already on the island because
right. Yeah, you
they're
think
stupid. I don't know.
you think the next time anyone is just like, so we're breeding dogs, like, nuke it. Like you think that would just be immediate? Like, have you not seen every other time we've tried to do this?
We've had
well,
4
or
incidents
just
so
fire
far.
them all.
Also,
Pull the
remember
funding.
his most famous bit is about chaos theory and how everything won't happen the exact same way.
Yeah.
So
But
I could see
finds a way.
Yeah, I could see him justifying the fact that it might be different, or they just add in a line where it's like, "Oh, you were the guy that was doing everything you could to protest the creation of this park again."
Yeah, but the first movie is kind of built around destroying some of his ideas.
Yeah,
Like
well,
he's kind of an antagonist almost in a lot of ways in how the way Grant and Ellie think, and then they turn him around at the end.
Yeah.
In a way, it's not really a big deal,
no,
a major
but yeah,
theme.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
We'll see. But speaking of Jeff Goldblum, he's also cast in Thor Ragnarok
Yes.
Yeah,
as
Batman.
No, what's his name? I can't remember.
Not the Watcher.
No, it's not the Watcher. Whatever.
I just seen him.
He's an alien dude.
Yeah.
I just seen him in the second Independence Day movie.
Oh, you saw that?
I fell asleep.
Resurgence or whatever
I
it's
fell
called?
asleep.
I didn't go see that.
Unfortunately, did see that. Not in theaters,
no.
but I seen it on HBO, and it was probably
Is it already out?
It's
the-
on HBO.
It's been out
Go.
for like a, yeah, it's
Okay.
on HBO. It's probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I did fall asleep to it, but I remember being like, this isn't that good. But then I was not like, this is fucking trash, you know? Like, I don't know, I'll go rewatch the second half.
I didn't
and
watch
see.
it. I didn't care to
Chad,
watch it. I
nothing
knew it was
happens.
garbage.
Nothing ever happens?
The only thing that happens is the queen goes to the Earth, and they kill her.
Yeah, and they're setting
Hey!
it.
No, come
Well, they also try to set it up for a franchise, which is probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ew, not after how poorly it did.
Every shot and everything that everyone does is a constant why.
You remember when everyone was sad because Will Smith?
He
didn't
dodged a bullet.
Well, no, he didn't. He dodged a bullet only to get hit by the other one because the reason he wasn't in Independence Day was because he did Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but I think Suicide Squad still made money.
And Collateral Beauty. Well, yeah, at least he made money off Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, not that. I'm sure Independence Day was like a small paycheck or something for Will Smith.
I mean, I have a feeling they had to offer him a lot just to get him on set.
He dodged that bullet like the Matrix. That movie's awful.
Well, that's probably why it was awful too, because they probably had it written. Because then they just did. They're like, they'll just take the son of Will Smith and try to make him the new Will
This
Smith.
fucking kid
where's-
caught a baseball in space.
I bet like Jeff Goldblum, on the other hand, like I assume is just somehow extremely reasonably priced. Like I
He
bet
had
you
to be.
we could probably get an invoice from him and be like, that's actually not that bad. Like, you know,
I don't know,
Like Jeff
man.
Gold, I can't believe because he does so many like indie movies that I know ain't paying like out the ass. It's
Well,
not
probably
like
if it's something he believes in, you know.
yeah, but he believes in like all sorts of weird
Also think-
movies.
Let's
like,
get him on the podcast.
I mean,
Also
maybe,
think
but
once you get so
think we
rich,
could?
once you
Dude.
get so rich that you can sustain the rest of your
Teeth,
life,
please help.
then you just kind of start doing shit that you want to do.
Him and Jeff Gold. No, sorry. I mean, God, no, not Will Smith. What's his name?
Danny Trejo.
John Goodman do the same thing. Like they just like keep doing these little passion project indie movies, and
They're
then
already
like
rich.
once every now and then they do like a big, AAA
Yeah,
hitter
sure.
thing. So
I'm rich.
yeah, I mean it's not like they're
I'm gonna go
hungry.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
That was
That's
great.
right. That was-
God,
they
thought
that
it
was
was
a good
cool.
movie.
Which,
Yeah.
surprisingly, actually did have a monster in it. So
I mean, no
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You should go
I
watch
think you
that.
already
I
did.
love Cloverfield and 10
yeah.
Cloverfield
Anyway,
Lane.
moving on. We're gonna kind of skip through this real quick and get to the questions. There's a bunch of Star Wars news that just came out recently, like Episode 8.
That trailer is
Jedi.
so good.
Episode 9 has a release date announced. It's going to be May of not next year, but the year after that.
2019, May 2019.
2019.
I can't believe they didn't do May 4th.
Yeah, right?
They've been trying for every single one of these movies, and it's had to be delayed
Yeah.
to December. So,
Yeah, the marketing team is just drooling over that.
Yeah.
Like, please
like,
give
they're
us.
really trying. Because the Han Solo movie is also coming out in May, supposedly, of next year.
I'm so excited for this because I wasn't the biggest fan of Rogue One. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad movie by any means, but like I felt it was a little long and like
Rogue One had a lot of pacing issues.
yes,
it was like the reverse for me. I
like-
wasn't a big fan of
Yeah.
Episode 7, but I really liked Rogue One.
There's some shit in
how?
Rogue
How?
One too, where I think pacing is the best way to put it in that
the
movie.
end of Rogue One, awesome. Like I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
like the battle scene,
Oh, especially
without
when
the
the guy gets-
convenient like let me just climb up on top and thank God there's this thing I can plug it into.
The mission that Jin is doing at the end is kind of hackneyed because it's very much like we got to get a thing to a thing and then go to another thing and get this thing into another thing and plug this thing into this thing, and it's a lot of just like
I know.
talking about what they're supposed to do, but the what's going on around them and how it's presented is really cool.
Whenever
really cool.
Akbar's like, get that Stingray rammer, and they ram that ship in space, I was like, yes! Like, it was so good, man. Like, when you space ram somebody, so
Okay, well, see,
sweet.
that's my problem, is that Force Awakens doesn't have anything like that.
Because it's story. It's setting up a whole new world. Okay.
I fucking get that, but Chad, I would like to be excited
He
as I
doesn't-
watch it.
yeah.
Force Awakens took everything that you loved about the original Star Wars movies. Hold on. Did you watch
Yes.
4, 5, and 6?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you
Don't
like
care.
4, 5,
Did you
and
like 4,
6?
5,
Don't
and 6?
care.
That's probably
that's
why.
fine.
But because
Yeah.
Force Awakens is just everything that people liked about 4, 5, and 6 done into one movie.
Pretty much.
Pretty much
I mean,
exactly.
it's
Like
the
we
same way
talked
as well.
about Jurassic World being kind of meh,
Yeah.
and Jurassic World did a lot of like it tried to pull a lot of the original Jurassic Park
yeah.
into it. It's a very very similar movie. Star Wars Force Awakens, I would say, did a very similar thing, but in a much better way.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing,
It's a cool looking movie. It was nice. I like Ray.
yeah,
I
and
like Finn.
Yeah, and like my big takeaway from that was just like that was cool. That was an entertaining movie. I liked it. But all that did, but I was like, it's really all the same stuff we saw in 4, 5, and 6, and I know why they did that, because they're like, it will be a success if you give them all the stuff that they love, right? But it got me really excited about the next one. I'm like, awesome, got it. We built the world. We did everything. We destroyed a Death Star. We were on an ice planet. We were on the desert planet. Like, it did all the things, and now I'm just like, go with the story moving forward. Like, I want to see what Luke's been up to and how they're going to be doing this, and
I really
I'm so
want to
hyped for this
see
movie.
what they do with Luke and like where they kind of put him, because like the books had him where he was super strong. Like by this point in time, like he would be like, oh, another Death Star, no more Death Star. Like he was like wicked strong.
So the way I see it, just from this teaser that we've had, right? There are 2 different ways that I think they could be taking Luke. They could be taking him the way of like there was this thing in the expanded universe called the Gray Jedi, where the idea was that the light side and the dark side, the Jedi specifically and the Sith themselves, are too extreme, and the Jedi are not actually what like the right way to go. It's the best way to go is somewhere in between to balance the light and the dark in the middle. And that is what a Gray Jedi was. And I really like that idea, especially since...
That's what the trailers seem to indicate.
Kind of. There's another thing that it could indicate. But I really like that idea, especially since upon rewatches of the original trilogy, the Jedi are kind of assholes.
oh,
like,
dude, no,
They are
They're
assholes.
toying with, like, they're using Luke the entire time.
Yeah.
And in the books, and even in the prequels, the Jedis kind of suck.
Well, in the prequels especially, the Jedi
they're
basically,
assholes, yeah.
the Jedi start a war.
Yeah.
They start a galactic war.
Yeah, the Jedis are way overbearing. They're being ridiculous. Like the Jedis make Anakin into Vader. It's nothing to do with Palpatine. Palpatine being like,
just capitalizes
hey,
on
like
it.
he's just like, oh, this kid's already like. I mean, all they had to do was be like, we get it. Celibacy's a bit much. Go like bang this lady or whatever. Then Anakin would have been like, chill. Like I get it.
And you need to go crush all those Yinglings.
Yeah. You can't
I
be
just
crushing
always
Yinglings.
thought Return of the Jedi's ending would have been stronger if Luke just denounced both the Jedi and the Sith and just said that he
I've
was...
never thought about that. That
he
would have
started
been dope.
instead of saying I am a Jedi, he
starting my
said
own
I am
path.
the son of my father. I'm his son, and that was the thing that became like really focused on the family as opposed to these 2 basically political parties
Right.
Yeah.
pulling at him from either side. And I would love that to be the focus of like what Rey's going to be going through. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it's just going to be Yoda all over again.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like, the Jedi, I tried to make them again, but they all killed each other.
I really hope he doesn't just fade away though. Like,
Fade away?
well, yeah, because I mean,
he
Yoda
turns
just
blue
kind of
and
passes.
translucent?
Yoda just kind of passes because he's
Oh.
done, right?
Jedi
He knows he
knows.
did his thing, and like I just hope Luke doesn't like sit there in his cowl as she's like taking off in the Falcon, and then his
Cowl
robes
drops?
just fall, and I'm gonna be like, ugh.
Well, we need to see him fight.
Yeah.
He's got to fight at some point. Or like, I do hope that his fight scene. I would really like it if
That's
his
the
fight scene
thing.
doesn't use a lightsaber.
Well, I
because I
don't-
wanted Yoda's to not use a lightsaber, and if Luke does what I really wanted for that, I'd be so happy.
It would. Well, I could see him like doing a little bit of it, but then I could see as long as they
If he uses
they
it-
use the majority of like him using Force, like that'd be awesome.
So one of the coolest things about Knights of the Old Republic 2 is the final boss is like a Sith Master lady. She's really powerful. She's got a bunch of lightsabers. She doesn't lay a hand on any of them.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
flying through the air.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
If
that would
Luke
be cool.
did that,
Yeah, and he's just
Yeah.
like,
That'd be fucking cool.
It's like an orchestra, you know, and he's just like conducting them.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
especially because like I'm pretty sure she does a thing where it's like you see the lightsaber come up behind her, and then like 8 fan
Yes.
out, and it's like, oh shit, like oh shit.
It's like a peacock of death.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And
Wow, we gotta
so
find a reason to bring her in.
and especially because I think
cool.
hers was other Jedi she'd taken all their lightsabers, something like that. It's been a long time since I played that game. But with that though, like he can't fight Ben because I mean he assumably he's way
can't fight
stronger.
me?
No. What's Kylo Ren, yeah.
Why
And
not?
so, well, because that's the thing. He should be like ludicrously stronger, and it's the same thing.
But he still could because the best Star Wars fights are always ones where there's like some other stake to it. And it's not 100% about the fight.
Yeah.
Luke fighting Kylo could be trying to kill him. Luke wouldn't want to kill him. He's nephew.
Yeah.
Like-
or Luke can just be holding off him and an entire Imperial force
Yeah,
while
it
they're
could work
getting
too.
out of Dodge.
Like, there's a lot of it's a lot of speculation because all we have
Yeah.
is this one little teaser.
I mean, that's what you do about Star Wars. Is you speculate. I agree with you though. I hope they go the Gray Jedi route because that is
That would be awesome.
probably the better thing
It's
to
just
do.
that quote at the end where he says, "The Jedi must end" or whatever. he says.
Yeah.
That gets me. It's either going to be Great Jedi route or it's going to be he's just like Yoda and he thinks the Jedi are dead and he's given up. And I hope it's not that.
Dude,
No, it can't be that.
Well, yeah, there's another option too. Like, what if she's, she tracked him down or whatever? He's just been living in this cave on the mountain. He's just been getting smashed, and he's like all out of tune with the Force now because like he's just been trying to forget it all. And so while he's training her, he kind of relearns, but he's not going to be at his peak self, and then that's how he's going to.
Now I'm just imagining drunk Mark Hamill playing Luke Skywalker. He could totally pull that off.
Yeah, you good.
Oh yeah, Andy could be. I mean, then you get the drunken monk thing. Like,
That'd be kind of actually, you know what?
That'd be really good.
I want that now.
It's a possibility. We'll see. All right, cool.
oh no, but that's actually just Jar Jar in disguise.
No.
Oh no! No,
Jar
Snoke is Jar Jar. We already know that.
Yeah, that's the thing. And also, does Luke fight Snoke is another
Yeah.
thing where it would be nice
Well,
to see that as
Snoke
well.
is another mystery altogether. But anyway, wrapping up the news. I didn't mention this, but there's no footage of it or anything like that. But there is going to be a Star Wars starship like resort in Disney World pretty soon.
Nice.
Yeah,
where
which
you
is
can
cool.
Stay in
you
a
can
starship?
literally LARP as Star Wars when you're like living at Disney World or staying at Disney
Sweet.
World.
They have little robots going by.
It's all very concept right now, but they're talking about like there's going to be like a story apparently that happens in the starship, like maybe they're flying through space or fighting like the Empire or something like that, and you can be involved in it, or you can just not. You can just walk past it and check it
Dude,
out.
If the alarms aren't the peacock Imperial alarm thing, like that would be such a loss.
They also need the mouse droids.
Yeah, that's exactly.
yeah.
The mouse droid is
They
what's
have to
on
be-
picture. They have to be just zipping down
Yeah.
the hallways as you're going.
And I do want to do a quick shout out to a fan film that I found online, which is really neat, and it's
Before that, we didn't talk about Battlefront 2.
We're moving
fine,
on.
we're moving
We got-
on.
Yeah.
Oh, but Battlefront 2 looks awesome.
Battlefront 2 does look awesome.
It's
But I
actually-
do
except
wanna
for the
do-
part where Yoda picks up a lightsaber.
It has
I
a
wanna do a
whole
quick
story.
It does have a whole
It looks
story,
so
yes.
cool.
But I mean, if you haven't heard about what's going on with Battlefront, definitely check that out. But also check out this fan film about Miss Marvel. It's really neat. It's it's really low budget. It's just done by some students or whatever, and they are. But they did a really good job like capturing what's different about Miss Marvel and what brings her into the Marvel universe and makes her so unique, especially about the family. They nail the family.
Right, and I think they might have gotten Vin Diesel to participate in it. That guy looks exactly like Vin Diesel, and he even sounds like him a little bit. I checked the credits; it wasn't him, but I was like, I don't know Vin Diesel. I know you're into nerdy
Secret
stuff.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
With a
telling you.
challenger.
Definitely worth checking out. All right, we got to get to the questions real quick.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. Bring it up.
from Death Battle Cast.
Yes, you can use the hashtag DeathBattleCast to send these in.
You want to read this one, Tori? Or no?
Sure. Your only mate. What have been your favorite clips of what the characters are doing after the fight at the KO screen?
Favorite-
So the epilogue shots.
Yeah,
The
epilogue
epilogue shots. That's what we call them.
I was giggling about He-Man. That one was fun.
I like
He
the
just threw his head back and it did the leg.
I like the Sonya Cammy one where she goes from like her epilogue shot and then like in the truck and like drives over. That's really good. I like that one a lot. That's probably mine.
We have
The
a lot of fun ones.
one.
I'm trying to think back. I know there's going to be a bunch more, but
My favorite is we did an epilogue shot before we even thought about epilogue shots, and it was the Wily versus Eggman.
oh yeah, you're right.
Fight.
Yeah.
When we were doing it, and then Metal Sonic kills everybody, we were thinking to ourselves, and we talked about like what's gonna happen to this world that
Yeah,
we
like, the
put them in.
world's screwed.
Everything's fucked. So we wanted to show that. We had a little clip at the end of Overlord, Metal Overlord, just destroying things and floating through an apocalyptic world. It was great. I think that's the first time we ever did an epilogue
is.
kind of thing, and then later on we made it a regular thing.
Yeah, that was
Like
probably my pick.
Iron Man versus Lex. When Iron Man pulls out the pixelated from Marvel 2
Oh yeah.
photon cannon, and he shoots
We had to
Lex's
include that
suit.
somehow.
Oh yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
We had to include that somehow.
Here's my Sunday best.
Yes. Question number 2. From Jack Sodas. If given unlimited time and money, what death battle would you do? But it's the only project you can work on until it's done. I mean, that's pretty much how death battle works already. But we don't have unlimited time and money.
Unlimited time and money. Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, I mean, one of those universe ones.
Yeah.
Universe versus universe. Dragon Ball Z versus anything. Yeah, definitely something like that. Because we'd love to make a Marvel versus DC or along those lines.
I got excited.
You just got really excited.
Yeah, because if you have unlimited money and resources, we could actually get like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone and like in real life, and they had to fight to the death in an arena.
They're too old
to
men, though.
To actually die.
They're too old men, though. That would be so mean. We make these old men
But we
fight.
finally prove it. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want to go get some younger action heroes, but like when I think of that, that's like the pivotal.
If we
All time, money, and resources, you just want to make some old 70-year-old.
Have you seen Arnold? He'd kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah,
still
but he's gonna
pretty-
go before I do naturally. He's gonna be out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win in the long term.
yeah,
Eventually, the Reaper's coming for you, Arnie.
Arnold might be able to beat up Torian, but Father Time is just fucking Arnold up. Like,
Like, it's over, man. It's over. I'm be talking shit the whole way.
Now I'm sad.
so
It's a good idea, though. I like
with
it.
unlimited
Chad.
resources, we could actually buy licenses and have like things like with a bit more story to them and stuff.
That'd be cool.
That would be more mine is like making like a little bit of story around why like maybe Marvel versus DC is fighting or something like that to give it more context.
You would want to do canon crossovers.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, because
Get Marvel and DC actually behind
Yeah,
us
Or
to make
anything.
it happen.
Yeah, he would want to orchestrate both companies, get the licenses, and make it so that it was official. Like, that's
yeah,
crazy.
I don't know if it'd be Marvel versus DC either. There's probably better things that for me would be more interesting. It's either that or just like some sort of badass race thing. So it'd be one of those.
But like
you
an
know?
actual race.
Yeah. Like we would
Like we
probably
get actual models of like the Mach 5 and the Batmobile, but we build them so that they actually have
It
the
would
abilities.
be
Is that
like-
Flash?
it would
You
be-
can jump on
That would be
Sam?
sweet.
It would be like everything.
jumped
Mach
on
5,
Batmobile.
Batmobile, Kit.
Yeah.
Batman.
Batman Beal.
Yeah, Batmobile, Kit.
Blue
I mean, there's a
Falcon,
lot. Yeah.
1963 Dodge Challenger.
Blue Falcon's
last
just
ride.
Driven by
just
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, like there would just be a lot of shit in that one, just because cars are dope and stuff.
I want to do.
I love that quote.
I would turn. I would make a world around Death Battle, kind of like in like Civil War or Infinity War or whatever, where there's like a reason and a story behind the fights that we make.
Yeah, I mean that's that. I guess it's pretty
That's
much
usually
my
the thing that
ultimate goal.
kills shows on the
Yeah.
internet, Tori.
Is that what?
Well, I always thought it would be kind of fun to explore what happens to the victors and losers of Death Battle, and like the losers go to like a loser's hell, and then the winners go to a victory party heaven where they're just living it up for the rest, and then like have those two like meet eventually, and like the losers are like pissed off about it, or something happens where they try to take over. I don't know.
One of the
But-
things I wanted to do originally was like Wiz makes a giant. Like the explanation for Death Battle is that Wiz makes a giant biomechanical like computer that simulates everything to a T, and then Boomstick like accidentally spills beer on it, and it makes the biomechanical parts drunk, and then it's all real. And that was like one of my
There's all
original
sorts of ideas
ideas.
that we could do
So
with that.
yeah, I mean, there's a ton of shit you could do with it.
I mean, that goes beyond the initial question, which was just asking, what Death Battle would you want to do?
Yeah, Death Battle. I mean, and also even without money and stuff, there's like niche franchises. Like we would never really do one of the Planeswalkers for Magic the Gathering, but that's something I'd really love to do one day.
Of course you
even
would.
though it's the gigantic franchise, it's just not like that hot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a
Yeah.
huge fantasy novel nerd, so there's definitely characters that I would love to do, but, like, that's the
Yeah.
one thing. It's like besides, like, Lord of the Rings, we could do a Lord of the Rings character. It's been in enough popular media, and there's things that exist, but, like, other stuff, like, there's no way.
Yeah, there could be, because, I mean, we've taken risks on characters before. Like,
Fuck you.
we very often try to make at least one episode a season, which is like a character which not as many people are requesting, but would still be fun, and we think that everybody would enjoy to see. It's like 99% of our fights are, fan requested, but we gotta hit some of those more niche characters sometimes. But being able to have security on it would definitely be a boon.
Yeah.
I do also want to do a dragon fight one day. We've never done a dragon
We have
fight.
talked about
Yeah.
one specifically, though.
We talked about a couple.
Yeah.
There's a handful of cool dragons, but none of them are like super big dragons. Like super big as far as like
popular?
pop culture
Yeah,
kind of.
I mean, a couple of them that we've talked about are really big.
Yeah, real big.
dragons, But
Yeah.
right.
There's always that, but
Anyway, I think we got one more question. Yes, here we go. And it's from Forster with an R. AR.
With the R.
With the R. Who would you cast as Wiz and Boomstick in a movie?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah,
Jeff
tag Chad, but
Bridges.
not me?
Jeff Bridges
Jeff
As
Bridges is you?
Boomstick?
as Boomstick.
okay.
He can do
Dwayne-
anything.
Dwayne Johnson as Boomstick.
The
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson, you can cast The Rock as anything and it'll work.
Apparently.
God.
I don't know about that one.
What about Woody Harrelson as
Okay, here's my
Boomstick.
thought. My thought was Woody Harrelson, Boomstick, and then I think I'm leaning towards Wiz, Steve Buscemi. I think that's probably it. Woody Harrelson was like my go-to for
fellow
Boomstick.
scientists.
No.
I think Steve Buscemi would kill it. He'd
Ooh,
be
maybe
great.
Adam Baldwin is Boomstick. Sorry.
Adam Baldwin.
There's a lot of people that I can think of. Those are some pretty good ones, but Wiz is a
Michelle
little tough.
Rodriguez as Wiz.
Also,
Simon Pegg, maybe?
yeah, Simon Pegg. Also for Wiz, like alternative, just way left field. Meryl Streep. Bet she could crush it. Absolutely. I mean,
That
she's
is
got
so
like
cool.
a gabillion Emmys and Oscars and stuff. Like she'd probably crush
Streep.
it.
As Wiz. In the Wiz Boomstick movie.
Why can't I think of his name? Who's the guy, the main character in the Facebook movie?
The Hamburglar.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
The fucking.
the guy who
Wait a
played-
minute.
The guy who played Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Michael Cera? Is that his name? No, that's
Not
the other
Michael
one. That's the
Cera.
other one.
It's not Michael
It's
Cera.
the
you're
not
talking
Michael
about.
It's the
Cera.
guy from Now You See Me, that shitty movie.
Yeah. Maybe him as Wiz. I don't know.
Also,
Can we
you
go
could
back to
do-
the Hamburglar? The Hamburglar's not a real person. Let alone, why do you think that would be applicable to play Wiz?
wait, I
Who's
must-
taking all the hamburgers then?
No, remember the Hamburglar was a real person like a little while ago. They had an ad campaign where he's real.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
live
yeah.
action. But
The guy
also,
who played the
It was
live action
the sexy
Hamburglar?
hamburger. Remember?
I can't remember their names, but the guy who's in all the Verizon commercials that's from Silicon Valley, and then he would be a good Wiz, and then also the other guy from Silicon Valley, T.J. Miller, would be a good Boomstick. That would probably work well.
There you go. We'll just cast the guys
Okay.
from
The right
Silicon
guy,
Valley.
It would work,
his
yeah.
voice
He's
is like
back, by
too
the way.
timid or something like that.
Yeah, but Wiz could be timid. It would pull it off.
Silicon Valley returned this last Sunday.
Yeah. and
I know. I
it's-
watched it. It's pretty
it's
good.
Yeah,
pretty-
Silicon
pretty
Valley is a
solid.
good show. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, now we need a community death battle. I guess we're pulling somebody from Silicon Valley.
Oh,
No.
No, let's see. We got Marvel vs. Capcom we talked
Yeah,
about earlier.
that's coming up.
fucking random.
What about an actual match between Iron Man and... Well, we talked about Mega Man X.
Yeah, or we could
Ultron
do
and Sigma?
Yeah,
I don't
Ultron.
think
Sigma's pretty
Ultron
good.
would just stop it.
Well, okay, yeah, you say that, but then you remember like every boss fight against Sigma and how hard it is. The guy's ridiculous.
Multiple forms.
He's
Yeah.
always got more forms.
but couldn't Ultron just hack him?
That's the
Really?
answer to
I don't
everything.
know.
When you're a
Like-
robot, you just hack them.
Is there ever a Mega Man where they're able to hack, where they try to hack Sigma? I feel like...
No, but Sigma hacks them a few
Yeah, I
times.
feel like if Sigma was hackable, like that would have come up.
All right, let's do that. Ultron versus Sigma.
Yeah, that sounds great. Cool. Let's do it.
If Sigma's so, why is he dumb or something?
Is he dumb?
Because he seems like he's a little bit more powerful than Ultron, but why?
Because you
Seems
shoot him in the face a lot.
Ultron is kind of like orchestrating that whole team up.
Oh, in the...
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to watch it again.
Uh.
I didn't
Yeah.
really get the idea that one was
No,
controlling
no,
one than
no.
the other, but...
If anything, I'm sure it's because Ultron's the more like overarching mastermind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Ultron is probably a more intelligent character.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly.
He just really wants to kill the Avengers.
Yeah. I mean...
That's its thing.
No, I like it. Okay, so send us your answers on Twitter using hashtag DeathBattleCast. We will check them all out, and we'll have a discussion next week and debate with your answers. Otherwise, I think that about wraps up today. Again, next week we've got the new Death Battle coming up, Natsu versus Ace. This weekend we've got a DBX coming up, Doomsday versus Broly from DBZ.
Lots of good
A
stuff.
lot of good content.
Going to be a very special
Good one.
Yeah, and you guys can watch it all early by becoming a first member. You can click the link in the description below, start a 30-day free trial, watch your videos early, get access to exclusive videos, and even get a discount on the merch store. So check it out. It's
And
free to try.
And as a first member, you get to watch Sudden
Us.
Death.
Which is going to be these two bickering about Superman.
I'm really excited about
Yay.
it.
Let's do this. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.